Hello everyone, it's Cisse. You're having back here today again. And for those of you seeing me for the first time, please, if you're here to subscribe to my channel, please don't forget to do that and click on the notification bell in case I upload any new video. You are going to get notified. For those of us that are still having challenges in cutting a princess dart, today in this particular video I'm going to cut a pattern on that to teach us how to cut a princess dart. It's not something that is difficult, actually. Depends on your level of concentration. It's not hard, actually. It's not hard. Just keep your head down, focus, then listen attentively, then you're going to get it. So what I will do now is I'm going to get the half length line. That's from your shoulder to your half length. Get your under bust, get your bust point, which is your nipple, then the upper bust. You need these 4 lines. Like I always said in my previous videos, when you're cutting what is it called, a princess, that these 4 lines are very, very essential. Half length, under bust, bust point, then upper bust. Many people don't really make use of upper bust, but I think it helps get accurate cup, bust cup, so it is advisable. Meanwhile, to get that upper bust, now anything you have between your under bust and your bust point, that is what you are going to get on your upper bust line. That is what you are going to mark on your upper bust line. Sorry, that is anything you have between your under bust and your bust point. That is what you are going to mark as your upper bust. So now, to get your bust distance, some people call it bust span, that is nipple to nipple. You measure your nipple to nipple, divided by 2. You divide by 2. So anything you have there, you mark it. So for instance, if you're having 8 inches there, definitely it's going to be 4.5. You are going to add ½ inch for the joining. So minus ½ inch from whatever you have on that bust point, then you mark it on the under bust line, then the half length line. So here you are going to take your shoulder slanting. You can make it 1 or 1.5. The shoulder slanting can be 1 or 1.5. So on that line, on that particular slanting, you are going to take your shoulder measurement divided by 2. So you can add ½ inch or 1 inch allowance. Then on that point, on that shoulder point, you are going to measure either 3.5 or 4 inches downward. You can either use 3.5 or 4 inches. You measure it downward, then you connect it to this this bust point. You connect it this way. So now the center front is ready. So now to get the side, on your under bust line, you are going to take either 2 inches or 2.5 or 3 inches, depending on how busty the person you're making the blouse for is. You can actually use 1.5 too, or 2 inches, or 2.5 or 3 inches, just like I said. So meanwhile, whatever you measure on this under bust line is what you are going to measure on the waistline, then on your upper bust line. But in this case, I'm using 2 inches. Whatever you measure here, you measure here, then you measure here too. So even though it's 3 inches you measure on the under bust line, that is what you are going to measure on the upper bust and the waistline too. So just connect them like this. You connect them to the bust point. So meanwhile, you are not going to leave it sharp like this. So to know how to curve the bust cord, just measure like 1 inch from this part so that you know where you're curving to. That will pave way for you, will lead you to. So this place now, just make it quarter, then you connect that way. The measurement of this little measurement I just did is not really necessary, but if you, it only serves as a guideline for you to know how to curve. It's only serving as a guideline for you to know how to curve. So after cutting out like that, just place this one on it. Then you take your final measure. I'm using bust 40 divided by 4, 10 inches plus 2 inches allowance. 34 divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. The same thing applicable to the waistline. So you connect them together. So you connect them together this way. Then on this part now, you're going to measure 7 inches for your armhole. 7 inches. Then you curve this way. You curve this way. So this is the front part. We are through with the front part. This is center front, this is the side front. So now to cut the back, all you need to do is just place on the remaining pattern paper, leave out 2 inches for the zip allowance. So meanwhile, I said the back should always be higher than the front. If you're making it equal, that doesn't mean you're not going to get what you want, but it is more professional when you make the back higher than the front. So just make it 1.5 or 2 inches higher than the front. So definitely the on the side back too is going to be higher too, just with 1 inch. 1 inch is okay on this part. So here 1.5, then you just cut it round. Just cut it round like this. The side back too has to be higher than the side front. If not, at the end of the day, by the time you are joining the back, if you make it equal, if you make the side back equal with the side front, by the time you are joining, it should be shorter to the back. So just raise it up like this and trace out this shape, the front shape. Cut this little one off, cut it off like this. So the center front and the center back now is ready. So the side back and the side front, the center back and the side. If not for that 1 inches that I did the other time, it would have been equal. Then at the end of the day, by the time you are joining it, it will be shorter to the center back. So you have to make this side back higher like this. You can't make it equal. If you make them equal, it's going to affect your shoulder measurement. So you can decide to leave it this way, but due to some people have a very slopey back, so just measure like from shoulder to your under bust, then you trim out like ½ inch like this. Yeah, this little effect should be around your under bust measurement. Thank you very much everybody for watching. See you guys next time.